Welcome to One Bite is Everything, the podcast where we show how small informed choices can have a big impact on our health, communities, and the planet. I'm your host, Dana DePrima, and today we're diving into how you can have a big impact on your community and a small farmer with just one small action, nominating a farmer for a grant. It is such a simple act, but it can ripple out to create lasting change in our food system and our communities. Let's talk about why nominating a farmer for a grant matters. Small farms are the backbone of our food system. In the United States, 89% of farms are considered small, with most earning less than $350,000 in a year in gross income. Despite their importance, many of these farmers face serious financial challenges. In fact, about 57% of small farms have farming as their secondary income source because they can't rely on it alone. That's where grants can make a huge difference. Imagine you're a small farmer working hard to grow food sustainably. You've got dreams, big plans, but every day you're faced with challenges, whether it's maintaining equipment, unexpected weather conditions, or needing to upgrade your infrastructure. Now, what if there was a way to help these farmers take the next step? That's exactly where grants come in. But here's the key. Farmers don't often have the time or even the awareness that these opportunities exist. That's where you come in. By nominating a farmer for a grant, you're not just helping them, you're supporting the entire food system. These grants, ranging from $500 to $1,000, can be used for a variety of needs, whether it's recovering from losses, improving infrastructure, or advancing their farming practices. Think of it as a lifeline that can bridge the gap between struggle and progress. Let's dive into some real stories. In our For Farmers movement, we've awarded over 75 grants across 33 states. That's 75 hardworking farmers who've received the extra push to continue their vital work. And these aren't just grants handed out blindly. They're based on nominations from people who see the value in supporting their local farmers. One example that comes to mind is a farmer who used her grant to install a drip irrigation system, making her farm more efficient and sustainable. Another farmer was able to replace a broken down tractor, ensuring that they could get back to work after a tough harvest season. Yet another received funding for fencing to extend rotational grazing for their grass-fed beef, and still others who applied their funds to innovate new systems on their farms and in their communities, resulting in young farmers finding land to farm without exorbitant real estate prices. These stories remind us that grants aren't just about money. They're about providing farmers with the tools and the resources that they need to thrive. Here's the thing. When you nominate a farmer, you're becoming a part of their story. You're acknowledging their hard work and showing them that their efforts matter, not just to them and their families, but to all of us who rely on the food that they produce. And these grants aren't just helping farmers. They benefit all of us. Here's a statistic that might surprise you. Small farms produce 70% of the world's food, yet they are the most vulnerable to financial instability, climate change, and market fluctuations. By supporting small farmers, you're helping ensure that our food remains sustainable, local, and resilient. I want to share a story from one of the grants that For Farmers awarded last year. Greta Winkelbauer, a farmer from Illinois, was nominated for a grant by her community 23 times. Greta raises goats on her small farm, and like so many small farmers, she's faced her share of challenges. One of the biggest hurdles was her irrigation system, or rather, the lack of one. You see, she had been manually hauling water to different areas of her farm every day to ensure her goats had enough to drink, every day in every season. But that wasn't sustainable. The process was exhausting, and Greta knew that without a better system, she wouldn't be able to keep up, especially in the icy winters. That's when someone from her community stepped in and nominated her for a grant through For Farmers. Greta didn't even know that the grant program existed but her community did. They recognized her hard work and dedication and decided to help. Thanks to that nomination, Greta received a $1,000 grant, which she used to install an efficient irrigation system in her barn. The difference was life-changing. Now she's able to get fresh water to her goats without the grueling physical labor of hauling it, freeing up her time to focus on other areas of the farm. But that's not the end of Greta's story. Installing an irrigation system is costly. A good investment in her farm, but expensive. The people who nominated her for a grant were elated when she received one, and they stepped in and raised the remaining funds needed to fully pay for the irrigation system. This is the power of community. It's the power of nominating a farmer and the power of a grant on a small farm. A 4 Farmers grant is not just about financial assistance. It's about recognizing the hardworking farmers in your community and giving them the tools they need to succeed. Greta's story reminds us that a small act of support can have a huge impact on someone's life and livelihood. So, how does it work? It's simple. You don't have to be a farming expert to nominate someone. All you need is to know a farmer who could use a boost and to believe in their mission. At 4 Farmers, we've made the process really easy. You can head to our website. All you need is their name, the name of their farm, and a valid email address. And of course, you should feel free to share why you are nominating them. Your nomination is anonymous unless you choose to tell the farmer that you nominated them. Trust me, 100% of farmers nominated feel overwhelmed by this gesture. This simple action often brings them to tears, and it inspires them to keep going. Here's something important to keep in mind. These grants are not charity. They are support and recognition for a job well done, for persevering through challenging times and circumstances. Helping small farmers benefits all of us. They use fewer resources, preserve biodiversity, and are often at the forefront of innovative practices like regenerative agriculture. In the face of climate change, supporting farmers who are working towards sustainability is more important than ever. By supporting their efforts, you're contributing to a more resilient, sustainable food system, one where people growing our food have the resources they need to succeed. And that, my friends, is a win for all of us. And if you're wondering, is my nomination really going to make a difference? Let me assure you that it absolutely will. Every year we see firsthand how these grants change lives. It starts with someone like you and taking just a few minutes to recognize a farmer who deserves that extra support. Before I wrap up here, I want to leave you with this thought. Food is central to everything. It's what connects us to the land, to each other, and to the farmers who pour their heart and soul into every crop, every season. By nominating a farmer, you're taking a small action that has the potential to ripple out in ways you might not even imagine. So the next time you sit down for a meal, take a moment to think about the farmers behind your food. If one of those farmers comes to mind, head over to www.4farmersmovement.com and nominate them for a grant. I will provide a link in the show notes. You never know how far that small act of kindness can go. Thank you for tuning in to One Bite is Everything. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend, nominate a farmer, and let's continue building a better, more connected food system. Until next time, I'm Dana DePrima, your host, reminding you that one bite, one action is all it takes to create change. See you next week.